Long ago, there lived a princess in the middle of India. She was very beautiful, kind-hearted, and emotionally connected to a prince named Rajeshwari from a nearby friendly state. The prince named Stayavrat was also just a friend to her and shared all his problems with her, as she always came up with bright solutions. With the passage of time, the kings of both kingdoms thought of engaging them and vowed that their marriages would be performed when they were young and wise enough to run the kingdom as well as their family. With the passage of time, both kings passed away. Stayavrat became the king of his kingdom, and Rajeshwari became the caretaker ruler of her father's kingdom, as her brother was quite young. Both Rajeshwari and Stayavrat became too busy efficiently running their kingdoms. It had been long since they had met face to face. They could sometimes communicate with each other through letters, sent to each other's kingdom via an official messenger. So the conversation was also mostly formal. In one of the letters sent to Rajeshwari, Stayavrat expressed his desire to have a meeting of all friendly kingdoms to plan the future course of action. Rajeshwari happily agreed to the proposal and even proposed to host the meeting. She enthusiastically took the responsibility of hosting a grand, all-friendly kingdoms meet in the capital of her kingdom. Finally, the day of the meeting arrived. All the kingdom heads arrived with some of their counterparts and family members in Rajeshwari's capital to attend the meet. There were arrangements of cultural programs and a grand banquet of food for all for the 5-day meet called by acting Queen Rajeshwari. She welcomed all the kings and queens personally, and all were deeply touched by her kind and elegant gesture. When Satyavrat arrived, the happiness seen on her face was unmatched. They discussed the positive developments their nations had achieved during the past few years under their reign. During a personal discussion one day, Satyavrat expressed his desire to Rajeshwari that she should search for a fit princess for him to marry, as they are both busy in their kingdoms, and he wants someone who stays with him in his kingdom. She happily agreed on the same. She said, "I would put the proposal tomorrow in the meeting among the friendly rulers, and some of them would definitely come up with a desire to marry their sister or daughter to you." Satyavrat was very happy with the prompt zeal of Rajeshwari for putting forth her helping hand. The next day, Rajeshwari presented the proposal of Satyavrat in the Sabha of all kings and queens. Listening to this, all were amazed. One of the kings named Dillip stood and said, "Your Highness Rajeshwari Devi, it is very kind of you to present this proposal on behalf of Satyavrat to us. But do you remember there was a treaty between your father and Satyavrat's father that you two should marry each other?" Then Rajeshwari replied that Satyavrat and she are busy running their kingdoms and have no option to move to each other's kingdom. Listening to this, Satyavrat added, "Any other princess would add to our kingdom. Rajeshwari can't leave her kingdom." Listening to this, King Dilip retaliated. "This is unfair from your end, Satyavrat. Can't you remember that Rajeshwari is just a caretaker ruler of her kingdom? Rajeshwari's brother Rakesh is a grown-up boy, and in a year or two, he will be able to run his kingdom full-fledged." Rajeshwari added to Dillip's suggestion, saying, "I can always remember that this kingdom is finally going to my brother, and I will move to another kingdom after my marriage." Dillip replied, "Rajeshwari, you should marry King Satyavrat now and move to his kingdom next year if Satyavrat is fine with this proposal." Satyavrat happily agreed to this proposal, and they lived happily ever after.